Ladies and gentlemen, be ready for the recent events involving Chrissy, Rock, and her sister Tessie make the Kardashians seem like characters from Sesame Street. Put aside arguments between siblings over borrowed clothing. This public drama should really be pay-per-view because it is filled with betrayal, sorrow, and a complicated family story. Imagine this: Rock, the chaos queen herself, and Chrissy, the woman who had the ability to transform a Target run into a WWE pay-per-view, burst into tears. Why? Because Christian's diamond-tough facade was broken by a message from her sister Tesehki, who is typically just as fiery, that was so sincere and emotional. Furthermore, I'm not referring to a delicate reality TV cry when I mention tears. I'm referring about piled-up tissues and mascara rivers. It's a complete meltdown akin to a soap opera.
Don't get it wrong, though.
This isn't your typical Hallmark reunion. Not at all. Years of betrayal, animosity, petty Instagram tirades, and enough toxic sister energy to fuel a 10-season reunion of Real Housewives are hidden under this heartbreaking spectacle. Not only did Tessie's post destroy Christian's heart, but it also broke the internet. And believe me, after you hear the specifics, you'll see how this family feud makes Kanye's Thanksgiving dinner appear peaceful. The tale wasn't a sudden development. For months, it loomed large over the Rock sisters like a storm cloud. Let's review for those who don't follow their every erratic step. The relationship between Christy and Rock and her sister Tesehki has returned. For once more, allies are converting sibling affection into public conflict more quickly than Blueface can initiate a live argument. They can be seen cuddling on Instagram one week and exchanging barbs more acerbic than divorce lawyer paperwork the next. Then the bombshell was dropped. Tesehki posted a message out of the blue. However, this wasn't her typical subtle jab or cryptic insult. This was vulnerable, emotional, and heartfelt. She essentially let her emotions run wild for everyone to see by opening her chest. She discussed desiring peace, family, forgiveness, and supporting her younger sister no matter how crazy things got. It was the kind of message one would anticipate from a Disney conclusion. Not the Rocks, who are essentially the Hades and Zeus of sibling conflict. She cried because Christian, who always responds with fists, yelling, or at the very least a vicious clapback, did something that no one saw coming. Neither the "let me wipe one tear and pose" nor the staged influencer tears millions of people can watch live, in person sobbing on video. This is when the trouble started. It was unclear to fans whether Christian's tears were due to love, guilt, or the realization that Tesehki had just taken over the story. Because, let's face it, the first person to cry usually loses in the drama Olympics. The internet just organically took off. Like wildfire, screenshots of the message went viral. Tessie was commended by some fans for displaying maturity at last. Some accused her of being a lousy Christian who went public purely for influence. Before she even located a tissue, Twitter was inundated with memes of her sobbing face. It was more than just a note from a sister. The Rock family conflict was shattered by an emotional nuke that the entire world could analyze. The celebrity world was as bright as Times Square on a summer New Year's Eve when Christian's tears appeared on screen. Fans immediately related Walker's purportedly cryptic post about family mending to the drama. According to reports, Tamar Braxton commented, "Sisters fight hard but love harder," under a gossip blog post. In other words, Tamar's popcorn was prepared. However, within hours, the most hilarious responses, admirers, and social media went crazy. TikTok was engrossed with Chrissy and crying remixes over depressing R&B songs. Naturally, one viral video even intercut her sobbing with Adele's "Hello." Her tears were likened by Twitter memes to the biblical flood savage, Niagara Falls, and even a leaking faucet. Subsequently, conspiracy theories emerged. Some admirers swore the sincere message was merely public relations, with Tesehki's letter intentionally timed to increase interest in a potential reality TV spin-off. Because, let's be honest, rumors of a Zeus network contract are a necessary component of any family scandal in 2025. Others went even farther. Reddit posts surfaced implying that the tears were about guilt rather than forgiveness, that Christian could have finally come to terms with the fact that she had strained relations with her sister. The internet is particularly fond of transforming celebrity conflict into a conspiracy theory that is more intricate than a Marvel storyline. Not just celebrities took advantage of the occasion. Brands also became chaotic. Instagram posts were made by tissue company. Chrisean himself would be pleased. Marketing savagery at its best. It wasn't simply the tears that caused the chaos. What they meant was at issue. Were they getting better? Manipulation? A move of power? Supporters couldn't agree. And the drama became much more compelling as a result. The message's aftermath was equally as chaotic as the actual incident. It was a brand reset for Tesehki. She transformed overnight from the untidy sister to the mediator. Supporting comments poured in from fans, who referred to her as mature, affectionate, and even the true rock family queen. This was a complete image flip for someone who typically gets pulled in Chrisean's shadow. However, the repercussions were harsh for Chrisean. While some admirers expressed sympathy for her emotions, others criticized her for being weak. She was ridiculed as weak by the same internet that had hailed her as the best fighter. Chrisean wept more than Blueface did when his rap career took a nosedive. A single tweet made a joke. "She's not crying over her sister," someone else said. "She's crying because she can't handle the attention." She lost her reputation as the pandemonium queen. Because when you show vulnerability, people begin to wonder if the tough act was a facade all along. Let's not sugarcoat it, though. It's not over yet. Drama is what the Rock family thrives on. It's tears. Subtweets will take place tomorrow, and by the following week, there will most likely be another yelling match on Instagram Live. That's the way they operate. Nevertheless, the story was altered by this point. For the first time, the Rock sisters were seen as real beings rather than just messy. Additionally, audiences got a peek of the true cost of public feuds due to that break in their chaos armor.
Don't get too cozy, though.
This sequel is always messier, if history is any indication. Additionally, the next chapter in the Rock family story is most likely already in the works. That concludes the emotional tsunami that rocked the internet. After her sister Tessie left a message during a therapy session, Chrisean Rock, the queen of mayhem, started crying. Now, I must know if you believe those tears were genuine. Was Chrisean genuinely moved by her sister's affection? Or was remorse showing up like an unexpected visitor? More significantly, do you think Tessie's abrupt and sincere shift is justified? Or is this just another well-timed move in the never-ending reality show about the Rock family? I know you are as messy as the folks we discuss, so please share your theories in the comment section.
Don't be shy.
Say so if you believe this was all contrived. If you believe that was unfiltered feeling, express it. It is better if the opinion is more outrageous. Smash that like button down there as if you were destroying Chrisean's phone during one of her famous outbursts. Like you're reserving front row seats at the next Rock family catastrophe, hit the subscribe button. And it's more important to ring that bell than Blueface avoiding accountability, since the controversies at Starless News never stop. Celebrity, secrets, family conflicts, and unadulterated turmoil all come here to die and then reappear as content. Therefore, if you felt that this sibling showdown was messy, stay tuned to see what's coming up next. The drama doesn't stop here. Simply reload. Reload.